Welcome back to my Moonlit studio. I'm so happy that you're here this evening. We are going to be continuing with our Cosmic Garden theme for March, and I am working on magic mushrooms again. This is the kind of second session where we're working on those. If you're here, you'll have to say hello and let me know what you're working on in the comment section. And as always, never feel like you have to work on what I'm working on. I like to have these sketchbook sessions just to give us an opportunity to set some time aside to be creative and maybe connect if, if we show up. But again, no pressure. And if you're watching this in the replay, hello, thank you so much for watching. And I'm gonna use a couple different supplies tonight, so I'll kind of talk you through what I'm doing, but this isn't a tutorial, just kind of hanging out, and but I kind of like to let you know what I'm doing. So I'm going to switch my screen so that it's me and my artwork. Yay, it worked. I'm hoping that looks like the mic is on. It looks like you can see what I'm doing. I'm like, for once, it'd be nice if nothing actually was going wrong. So anywho, okay. So I want to show you, I've been contemplating what I want to do with the background. And I didn't want to do watercolor again. I just wanted to mix it up. And it's so much space. I didn't want to do like markers, because then it just takes all the marker. And last time I always refer to this, but this is kind of what prompted everything. I used not acrylic paint, gouache for the background on this one, but I didn't want to go super dark on this one because I've got something dark there. I guess I could, and then I could just outline it in white. But anywho, so I actually decided to use a pan pastel. I'm gonna only use it like with a kind of a light layer, because if you're too crazy with it in like a sketchbook, it can transfer onto the other page. I don't know that I'll be doing anything on the back page anyways. Maybe. We'll kind of see how the year goes. I do kind of hate wasting paper only doing it on one side, but this is also kind of a weirdly shaped sketchbook, I guess, instead of having it be this way, which I guess I could have done it that way. Anyways, I digress. So I'm gonna do it this way. So I thought I would wait. I wanted to wait so I could show you how I'm gonna work with this. And this is just like a makeup sponge brush, basically. Same here. I brought this one out just so I can get into the smaller areas. But if I get it in the mushrooms or anything, I can just take my knead eraser, which I have over here, and just kind of rub it off, so it's not a big deal. But I just thought this would be fun because I can get really good coverage without having to take like forever. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the background now, so that when I start adding all the other elements, it'll be over it and I'm not having to then go around those elements as well. So you just kind of, it's very soft, and then it gets on, like I said, kind of like a makeup brush, and then you can just kind of spread it on. And I also debated on what color I was going to use, but I decided to just kind of stick with like a bluey type theme, I guess, kind of like a darker blue, because it's still like, I don't know, because if you've been here before, I have a thing about the moon and the sky and the stars and all this stuff. So I thought I would just keep it at a blue, because I also thought about doing purple, but this will be perfect. And I'm hoping, because I'm doing such a light layer, that it's not going to be super hard to draw on with colored pencils or acrylic markers. But that's what a sketchbook's for, right? For us to try different things, see what happens, what works, what doesn't. I also wanted to mention that starting in April, I am going to change the day of the lives to Thursdays, I think. Wednesdays can be a little bit troublesome. I work other jobs usually on Wednesdays, but I didn't really think about all that whenever I scheduled everything, and that's okay. I thought I'd try it out, but I think Thursdays are going to work a little bit better. So I wanted to tell you that before I forgot. So next week, it will be on Thursday because we're going to be in April. Like, what the heck? Where did March go? Where did this year go? In some ways, it feels like this year has been like an entire year already, even though it's only been a couple of months, just because it's so stressful all the time. And then in other ways, it's like, oh my gosh, it's just going by so fast. So I'll have the new prompts and the new theme also next next Thursday. Got some exciting projects for April. You have to tune in for that. Let's see. I can give you a little hint that the April is like solar glow, solar flare, similar, kind of playing around a little bit still with the actual name, but next month is my birthday month, so solar because it's like another year around the sun for me, as they say. So it should be fun. There's going to be another like kind of self-care aspect of it, and there'll be another ritual. If you haven't gotten this month's ritual, I did a house cleaning ritual, like not house clean, well, cleansing I should say, like with herbs. So if you want to check that out, that's on Patreon. But see how quickly that covers. And again, I'm not worried about it being too dark, and I'm not worried about it necessarily getting right up against the mushroom. This is just to kind of be able to, I do not like white paper. I do, like, if I do a piece of artwork and I didn't like paint the background, I like have to do a bunch of splatter or something. I don't know what my deal is, but that's how I kind of go overboard sometimes as well, where I probably should stop, but I keep going because I want to fill the paper. You'll have to let me know if you have that issue too. Oh my goodness. Wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it on tonight. Today was a very crazy, stressful day. I'm very tired, but I want to be consistent and show up when I say I'm going to, especially since the last couple ones have been a little crazy and I didn't even make it on. I had to change the day, blah, blah, blah. So it's always good to be consistent, I think, when we can. Okay, I'm gonna switch to this one so I can kind of get into that little spot there. Ooh, it's nice and creamy with this one. There we go. Maybe do a little bit more in here. Yeah, so this is just kind of a fun alternative, and like I said, it's a very light layer, so I should be okay adding marker and stuff over the top of it. I will not be doing any more watercolor because that would not, I don't think that would work very well. Let's put those off to the side there. Okay, I don't remember what I did with my, I have like some plans, let me see here, already kind of off to the side. Pull those up really quick. There we go. Sorry. I have several things pulled up just to keep me on task, if you will. So, here we go. I feel like the mushrooms are super fun because sky's the limit, I guess. So I've been kind of like, do I want each one to be like its own thing? Because I was going to draw like leaves and, you know, like I could even draw some more mushrooms coming out of them, or if I want to kind of keep them separate. I don't know. So I think I'm just going to keep kind of going along, and like I showed you before, I can do little dashes or something like that. And it's okay if they're just separate. I think I might, for like the next, like moving forward, sometimes I think, well, I guess, oh my gosh, my brain, I tell you what. For this, this was which I'm working on some more. Actually, this is my Moongate portal that I did a couple weeks ago and worked on. But this was all like super empty. So I actually have been going in and creating more leaves, and I'm gonna bring in some more flowers up here. Again, I can't leave blank space. I could have made this a little bigger or even moved it up a little bit. But the composition, you know, that's another thing I think sketchbooks are for, to work that kind of stuff out, and that way you can change things if you don't like it. So I think I might want to make the next one, another kind of cohesive, like one piece composition instead of having little boop 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 little chunks. Although doing it this way can be fun too, because if you like one of the ones that you do, you can make it into like a sticker or something like that, which is super fun as well. Okay, so I think I think I might work on the little house, the cutie little house. Oh, you know what? I did forget to color in. This is supposed to be like a open window, or like glass or something like that. And whenever I do that, I tend to do like a Payne's gray, so that it would be like reflecting off of the clouds or whatever. So what I will do is just go in, not with green. Let's see. I've got a little indigo, so I'll just go in and color that a little bit, even though it won't be perfect, but that's okay. One thing, I am going to be using color pencils for part of this, and one thing to keep in mind when you use color pencils is you want to make sure that you keep them sharp. I think that's probably my least favorite part of color pencils, is you just go through them so quickly, and they're not super cheap. Well, they can be, I guess, but like my favorite ones are Prismacolor. Arteza are okay. So let's see here. It's just something to be mindful of. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to decide what I want to do, if I want to start with color pencils. Actually, I think I'm going to bring in some markers. I just have some little markers over here off to the side. Actually, I think I want a different green. I am trying to stick to the same colors basically that were still in this set that I was using. So I don't want to get too outside the box, but I do want to get a little bit of a different green. This is just green. This is kind of like a light green. So I think I'm going to use this. I've got like a little flower box right here in the window. So I think I'm going to maybe draw in some little plants, and then I'll add maybe some flowers. Just really scribbly, not kind of overthinking it. This isn't about perfection. This is just about having fun, trying out new things. And then I've also got, I'm going to put like some bushes and things here so I can kind of draw those in. I can add some flowers as well. Again, this is just, you know, doodly, which is fun. I might try to make some of them in April a little less doodly and like more of a comprehensive drawing. But during lives, I also don't want to be like so involved in what we're doing, so that I like super concentrating, because then that's kind of boring probably, just watching me staring at my picture. Forgot I want to draw something here in the doorway. I like to make it look like the door is kind of sitting like in a frame, basically. I can try it. Let me see if I can kind of, I'm going to switch it to just the art so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing, hopefully. There we go. And then that's not gonna work. I might just use the black to kind of color in. I guess I could have used the purple, which actually I think I will, because since I did the window with the purple, I think that'll work. So I talked, I think last time, about how the weather has been. Not to talk about the weather, but it's going to be like 81 where I live tomorrow. I live in the middle of the United States. It's a little bit crazy that it's going to be that warm in March. Like, it's snowed on my birthday in April before, and we're having like unheard of temperatures. I think that's kind of everywhere, whether it's cold or hot or rain or snow or whatever. It's quite crazy times, I feel like. There we go. And I'm actually going to go ahead and outline this as well. I like to use different weighted lines. So I think for the actual house part, I'm going to use a larger, like I'm going to use a Posca. It's got a like a fatter nib. Just to kind of outline here. And here. And then I think I might use, yeah, I think I'll use it for the, like this area and just not the inside area. So I'll just trace right along there. My paper's warped a little bit from using the watercolor. This is mixed media paper, so it's not 100% mint. It says it's, you know, meant for wet media, which it is. It can be. It's just like you don't want to add a lot of water to it. Generally speaking, whenever I use watercolor, I'll use like a watercolor journal. But even those can warp, and I don't love, I have like a couple of Strathmore watercolor like journals, and they're okay. I'm kind of I'm a snob about my paper. I like 100% cotton paper. I feel like it reacts the best with watercolors. Whether it's hot pressed or cold pressed is fine. But in those, I have it, it's really hard to find a sketchbook, a watercolor like sketchbook journal that has hot pressed paper, or 100% paper, I'm sorry. And so it still isn't 100% great for practicing layers and things like that, because it's not going to behave the way an actual piece of 100% cotton paper would. It's still cool to like try out ideas and stuff, but it's just not a place to practice layers necessarily, because you're definitely not going to get what you would if you were using actual paper. And it's also hard to find 100% cotton paper that is inexpensive. Which, I mean, I get it. Like the less expensive papers are, they have like a different filler, different pulps and things like that, so it makes them cheaper than if that was 100% cotton. So I understand why, but it doesn't make it any less annoying. I think that's all right. My favorite watercolor paper is Arches, cold pressed, but I do use hot press as well. So hot press is smooth and cold press is bumpy. So I like them for different things. If I am using like a lot of water, wet on wet techniques, then I 100% like the hot press, the bumpy. I feel like it, you're able to use layers a lot better with it. Are you outlining that? Okay. If you have a favorite paper, you'll have to let me know what ones you like. I also like Fabriano. I think that's how you say it. I made a video a while back about how I think paper matters. What paper you use matters. If it's for like a final painting or something, I think it matters. Other people may argue with that, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to show up as the knob. It's okay. Okay. I thought about doing a little walkway too, but I'm not going to. It's kind of like sky's the limit. I could do a lot of different things with it, but again, I'm trying to keep things a little bit simple. And when I'm on lives and things, if I get too involved in things and I focus too much on this instead of like being able to chat and things like that, maybe I'll do blue flowers. That could be cute. That could be cute. Kind of match the door and the window box, actually. I'll do a couple different colors. Ooh, let's bring in some pink too. Pink, pink, pink. And do kind of different types of flowers, mix it up a little bit, different heights. I love flowers. That's one of the things I'm super excited about. I said the last video too, I love that the daffodils and everything are popping up. I'm just ready for spring. I don't love summer, but I'm ready for spring for sure. I just don't like to be hot. I think spring and fall are the best seasons, because you know, you get some warmth, but you're not like dying. There we go. They get so cute. And we need to fill in those bushes some more. They don't really look like bushes right now. I can fill them in and then bring in other colors to kind of break them up a little bit. Okay. Okay. The thing I like about mushrooms is because they're super doodly. There's a bazillion different kinds, so. And again, make them up. Should have done like different kinds. Like, what would a poisonous mushroom look like? Or, I mean, I guess I kind of did a galaxy, and I broke them up a little bit. But I wasn't totally trying to overthink it because I do that too much. One way I like to create like a highlight on the window or like a reflection is I'll just kind of make a couple like little streaky lines. I can't see that. Like right here. Yeah. That's what I do for that. Add a couple there too. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add some lines, I think, underneath here, and I'm going to do them in white just so they show up a little bit better. Like so. And then it's so hard for me not to do polka dots. Oh, I guess I could have done a little chimney. Gosh, diddly darn it. That's okay. I think I will. I'm going to put polka dots because I love the polka dots. That's so cute. I think everybody, like, their favorite mushroom to draw is the, oh, it's like the fly Gary, I don't even know. It's the red one with the dots or the white shapes on the front or on the top of, on the cap or whatever. I think everybody likes that one the best. I know I do. Put just a few of them around. I will have a new video on Sunday, like a tutorial video. Actually, I can show you what we're gonna do. This is cute little spring themed, little super cute, super kind of simple. It's just watercolor washes and liners. I think I did, oh, and I did bring in a couple of acrylic markers. But that'll basically be a full tutorial. I mean, I've been trying to keep them a little bit shorter. A lot of my older videos on YouTube are, you know, 45 minutes, half an hour, a little bit too long, I think. I think we all have like ADHD now. Our attention span. There's some more things I'd like to do to this one, but I think I'm going to leave it for now. Kind of think about it. And this one is actually going to be like a night sky. So I think I'm going to put some little groupings of polka dots, and then I might even put like a shooting star or something like that. I think polka dots is like, I don't know. I love I put dots on so many things. It's a little bit ridiculous probably. I like to vary the sizes, and to try to, you try to do them random, which is super hard. That's why I like splatter so much, because it forces it to be random. So that's kind of cool. Ooh, I pushed down on that too hard, and it started letting the ink out, or the paint out, so it got extremely juicy. People hate that word, but for lack of a better word. Let's see. Okay. And then I think I'm actually going to do a couple of dots with the purple too. Won't really be able to see him too. Nope, you can't really see him, so that's kind of silly, I guess. I'll put a few just up here in the lighter blue. I always think of, like, whenever I see these like little fairy houses, like the woman in the shoe, and like I don't think I'd want to live in a shoe. It might be kind of cool to live in a mushroom though. I mean, assuming it didn't get, rotten or something. It could be kind of neat. Could be, could be. You'll have to excuse me tonight. I'm just a little out of it, I think. Like I said, it's been a long day. It's been a long week, and it's only Wednesday. I've got a very busy weekend coming up. Friday, I mentioned last time, I'm going to like a symphony, a little symphony thing with Lord of the Rings music. It's gonna be so fun. It's so cool. And then Saturday, if you know what's going on, you know what's going on Saturday. Let's see. Let me look here. I hate giving them all polka dots. Maybe I'll make some of those into actual stars. That could be cool. That could be cool. Oh yeah. Yes. And I know that sometimes less is more. Sometimes. And I am gonna I'm gonna do some stuff in the background. I'm not gonna just leave it the blue. This, another reason why I kind of love these types of pages. Like, I've used my tracker. Like, I've literally worked on my sketchbook pretty much every day this month, and that makes me really proud of myself. But it could be, with pages like this, it's just, it can be, maybe I'm not like learning a new skill per se, but I am, I'm going to switch to my face and my art, but I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. But I am still this is gonna look weird for a second. So sorry. I just wanted to zoom in a little bit for you. There we go. Oh gosh, I forget what I was saying. Oh, Lanta. Oh, now I remember. I'll just bring my sketchbook with me while I'm like just watching TV or kind of, because you can just kind of zone out a little bit and just get into a flow state, or you know, it's that's one of the things that I've really enjoyed about it as well. There are other times where I use my sketchbook where I'm extremely, you know, really having to pay attention because I'm trying to learn something new, how to draw something new. Like if I'm drawing faces or just, you know, something I've never drawn before, got to pay attention a little bit more. But is this the one? It is. So this one I'm going to have little danglies as well that I was going to put some stars. But I think I'm going to switch to a little bit of a fatter marker. Oops. I've been watching Schitt's Creek. I didn't know if I was going to like it, but, you know, Catherine O'Hara passed, and I had watched a couple episodes, and I was like, you know, I think I'm going to give that a little bit more of a chance. Oh my gosh, that's just too funny. And I didn't realize that the two men are actually father son. Makes perfect sense once I realized it because they resemble each other. But I was like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. But if you've never seen it, it's worth checking out. Oh, they're like the worst people, but they're also like hilarious. I just started the second season, so I'm not that far into it yet. I like to have them be different lengths as well. Again, I have to crack up because I keep doing things that remind me of like jellyfish. I think subliminally I'm like jellyfish, jellyfish, jellyfish. So it's kind of funny that this is kind of like a jellyfish, like tendrils or whatever. And then I was gonna put stars, I think, on the ends. I'm gonna shake up my Posca. I know that's probably super loud. I apologize. Got to keep them shaken up or they don't come out very well. And the markers are working pretty good on this. Not perfect, but they're working pretty good. Pretty good. I like working with acrylic markers. Ooh, see? Did you see that? That just came out because I pushed too hard. But I do that off every once in a while anyways, just to make sure that the paint is flowing. But acrylic markers is one of the things that I put for the month that I wanted to learn more, like how to blend them and things like that. I'm not doing that with this particular spread, but I have been using them. I've been drawing fruit and stuff and kind of blending different ones, and that's been a lot of fun. So I feel like I'm so much better than I was a month ago or 2 months ago. So that's good. I'm gonna put a couple here too. And just some little skinny ones as well. Little hairs or something. I haven't outlined this one yet either. No, sorry, my phone just went off. And I'll have some hanging off of here too. Just a few little squigglies. And again, this may be too much, but it's too late. I've already done it. It's okay. I saw some mushrooms that had like all these little hairs and things hanging off. There we go. And I'll go ahead and kind of put some highlights on those. Don't want to get too crazy with the white. And then I think I'll go ahead and outline. Not that everything has to, this one I could technically probably outline in white, but I think I'm going to go ahead and use black. Oh, another show, if you haven't watched Reacher, if you like that kind of thing. I just had seen that Alan Rickman, I think is his name, was in the news because he punched a guy because the guy was being a jerk. But anyways, just made me think of that show. It's so good. I think they're getting ready to release the 4th season next. I think that's how many seasons there are. It's so good though, if you haven't watched that. If you have any favorite TV shows, you'll have to let me know. I don't have a ton of time to watch TV. But again, I will put stuff on sometimes when I'm just working down here in my studio. I don't like to do that as much if it's something I haven't seen before. But if it's got a good recommendation, I'll take the time. My son wants me to watch Breaking Bad. I've not watched that yet, although I've heard amazing things about it. One of these days I'll get to it. I feel bad. Especially since he recommended it. He's 17. So getting him to, even allow me to be a part of his life is sometimes hard. I didn't expect it to be that way with a boy, but yeah, that's all right though. We're making it work. Okay, my chair is squeaky. My gosh. I am not great at drawing stars. Maybe I'll have to practice those. They always get really misshapen. And I think I'll put a few highlights on the grass over here. This one I want to do, there's something I'm going to do down here. I'm not 100% sure what that's going to be yet, so I've just kind of left it alone. Like to do little scribbly scribbles. Go. Again, we can overdoodle, I'm sure. But that's okay. That's okay. We're not worrying about making things perfect, are we? I think I'm going to outline the moon in white. Right now I kind of had done it already in just like a fine liner, but I think I'm going to do white just to make it a little bit different. And I always test first on another piece of paper because it had pink on it. So you always want to double check that the nib is clean, because that's annoying. Annoying. I think Solar Bloom is what I'm gonna go with in April. Like I said, it's my birthday month, and it's like I feel like the older I get, the more I'm actually becoming more me. If that makes sense. And so, you know, it's like I'm blooming. We're blooming every year. We're growing and changing, and at least I hope we are, right? If we're not growing and we're not changing and we're not trying to be the best us that we can be, then I feel like what's the point, I guess. I'm always learning new things, or at least trying to. Ooh, that's coming out now. You can tell a difference once the paint really starts to flow. I didn't have it quite shaken up enough before. And I always have to turn my paper if you've been here before, because my arm only works a certain way. In order to like keep lines straight and not being all shaky and dorky, I have to kind of keep them turned a little bit. There we go. I think I can dig that. Let's see. I think it's been 50 minutes, and I know that nobody's actually on here right now, and that's okay. Hopefully some people will watch the replay and comment, let me know what you're working on. You can also let me know if you have any theme ideas for the future or anything, or if there's any subject matter that you would like to draw that we could draw together. I'm always open for suggestions, of course. And yeah, I'll be back Sunday with the cute little bunny rabbit or it's not Easter necessarily, but egg video. And I will be back next week on Thursday for another Sketchbook Live, and I'll be introducing the Moonbeam Sketchbook Guild themes and all that stuff, as well as different worksheets and things that I'm going to be offering in April. So I hope that you will tune in for that as well. Excuse me. So I want to thank you so much for being here with me. And I also want to mention, again, thank you so much to all of my subscribers. I've reached 300 subscribers, a little bit over now. And that just is such a monumental thing for me. And it just makes me super excited, because growing a community and being here for each other and getting to be creative it means a lot to me. So I just want to say thank you again for that. And I really enjoy hanging out with you and working in our sketchbook. So I hope that I will see you guys very soon. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Okay.